Hi everyone, welcome to Fan Service. We're in the midst of a Halloween month of all sorts of fun, and I'm your host, Gavin Stone, with
Chris-Rachael, and we are here with author
Eddie Rotten.
Which is amazing because this is your first time on Fan Service, but not the first time on Fanboy TV. You do a
Right.
podcast, you've been on Austin Horror. I've been like, I want to get Eddie on our show because it's hilarious.
because you admire his beard.
I have no.
How could you not? Look at this bad.
I know. Look at that compared to this like, desperate attempt at stubble over here.
I know, right? I can't help that my jeans are white and his jeans are hillbilly manly, whatever.
Yeah, I'll take hillbilly.
Also white.
Lumberjack. We can go
Lumberjack, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So, we're going to talk about what he does. We're going to talk about the zombie culture today because let's face it, one of the biggest things in horror right now is you see everywhere, and it's starting to get a little overdone in my opinion, zombies.
Yeah.
So first, let's tell everyone about zombie life and frequency.
Okay. So my real name is William Hauser.
You're not supposed to say that in public. Now people can
It's
find you
okay.
on
It's
Facebook.
totally fine. William Hauser, on Facebook or Twitter, whatever. So it's William Hauser. I wrote a book called Frequency Alpha. And in the book, I'm Eddie Rotten, the same as I am on the podcast, Zombie Life Podcast. And so what I wanted to do is kind of minimalize the extra work that I would have to do. So
You're talking to a writer. You know that, right?
so this is what I did, okay? I wanted to have a podcast, I wanted to be an author, and I wanted to be a musician, okay? And I wanted to be published in all three things. And so what I did is I started on Twitter and started posting things from Eddie Rotten as if I'm Eddie Rotten, and zombies have come somehow, whatever. And so people started texting in on Twitter saying, hey, I like the story, whatever. And so I left, and whenever I came back, I had like 1,000 followers or something.
Yeah.
So I had the people that would be engaged most, I made them heroes and villains of my story. And then I actually made a story as Eddie Rotten inside the book Frequency. Here's like I don't know if you can zoom into that.
No.
Okay, anyways, I got a book, so it's called Frequency. And so the people in the story are real people. Things that happen in the story are real things that really happen to real people. And so they would
But
tell...
you painted a patina of zombies over them.
Yeah, there's zombies, but there's real things like elections
Things that
and
happen in the news, stuff like
things
that.
that happen in the news all over the world, because all over the world people are writing in saying they want to be part of the story. So I say, send me your character name, your weapon of choice, where you're at, and how things are doing politically.
So you really crowdsourced the writing of this novel.
I totally did, because I didn't have time to hire a PR person. So they would go tell their friends, and their friends would go tell their family, and then whenever people stopped writing in, I kill them off. And so it's very easy, and then somebody else takes their place.
So we're talking today about, you obviously have a big love of zombies.
I do.
Where did that come from? Because everyone has this fascination with zombies. It is a big part of our culture. They zombify anything and everything. We've got zombie superheroes. We've got zombie on TV.
I gotta say it, I loved the X-Men zombie crossovers.
Yeah, it's all cool.
So how did you come to your love of zombies? What is it that makes you say, I've got to do something with zombies?
Well, I want to say that it was George Romero. I want to say it was Night of the Living Dead. I want to say that I was born...
But you're not going to. You're just gonna lie, right?
It's not a lie. It's kind of a white lie, but it's not. It's not really. It's just it's the genre of It's what it represents.
See, to me, I feel like what zombies represent are the mindlessness of people we don't understand.
Right.
So if you're whichever side of the political spectrum you're on, you can definitely say either the Republicans are a bunch of mindless zombies or the liberals are a bunch of mindless zombies. Doesn't matter. Different from me, you're mindless zombies, and you're just here to eat my brains.
Right.
And it doesn't have to be political with anything along those lines. It could also just as easily be people that live in New York. We all hate them, don't we? People that live
Those
in
people
LA.
in California we hate.
Yeah.
See, hey, I was getting there. We can hate everyone. Hate
We're
is a
equal
universal
opportunity
sort
haters
of
on
thing.
Fanboy TV.
But the point being that it's all about people that are different from me literally want to steal everything that I love, as opposed to vampires, which are all about things that frighten me are also sexy.
Well,
You think glitter is sexy?
zombies can be sexy too. Look at all the...
Oh no, it's called
No,
necrophilia.
No. I'm not saying
no.
sleep with dead bodies. I'm just saying how people come together. Whenever you throw the word zombie into a situation, people immediately start thinking about how can I survive with this stranger. People immediately start thinking about what can they do to help their community out, or what can the community do to help them out. If you throw the word zombie into something, it will you know, like you're saying, cliche, it'll go pop culture immediately now. But if you think of how it affects people and what it really does for people, it's not just a word zombie that somebody came up with. It's a literal way of life that people can learn from and grow from.
So you're saying the word zombie is another word for team activity?
I think
growth?
he's saying zombies more like preppers.
Zombie is...
Because there's a huge overlap I found between people that are really into zombies and like the hardcore prepper culture.
Zombie is an umbrella. The word zombie is an umbrella that shows...
You had to make a Resident Evil joke, didn't you?
I had to slow it in there. I had to throw it in there. But it is. If you say the word zombie, half the people are going to roll their eyes. The other half the people are going to be like, that's right. I'm prepared. I love my family. I love my community. I know what I'm doing. I'm prepared with everything.
So I think a lot of what we're saying here is a lot of the popularity of zombies as a genre comes back to I think it's the most recent post-apocalyptic genre, because it used to be nuclear war, for example, in the 80s, where that was the reason why you're going to protect your family, you're going to keep all the radioactive mutants at bay.
Sure.
Now you're going to protect your family, you're going to keep all the flesh-eating zombies away. I don't know what the next post-apocalyptic genre is going to be.
Potatoes.
That's right, the potatoes, you've got to keep them away.
I'll tell you right now, it's aliens.
But we've done aliens before. You really think that's going to come back as a post-apocalyptic genre?
I sure do.
What do they want us for? I mean, is it like V, where they just want to hang us up like cows and eat us?
I think that's why aliens would work, because you want to know what their true agenda is. It's not something you understand. And
you just said the key word right there. It's golden.
Yeah.
Agenda. And that's why I think aliens are next. But if you bring it into a box, a zombie box, for me, it's morality is what stands up above everything else. If you have high morals, then you'll be able to survive anything. And if
Again, Walking Dead being a prime example of this, I feel like much of the genre is the exact opposite of that. Much of the genre says the people with high morals are not going to last. The people that are going to last are going to be the ones that are willing to kill their fellow man, sell the women into slavery, literally loot everybody else's camp, things along those lines.
The douchebags do survive a long time.
I'm throwing all of you under the bus.
Oh, are you kidding? We're going to roast you.
No.
All that fat is going to be candles.
Because the problem is we have the crew, and they're the expendable ones first. Then, because I'm hooking up with him, because he's obviously prepared. I got a shovel, okay?
You know how many things you can do with a shovel?
Yeah,
you can
I do.
ride
That's
a
why I
shovel
have a
for crying
shovel.
out loud. No, but at the end of all these immoral movies, if you want to put it that way, the people that do steal and rape and burn, whatever, they do, show fear. But there's always a good message at the end of the movie. Something always good happens from the good people, and they're surviving too. And half the time, if not more, they're doing better.
Real life isn't like that. Real life isn't got the happy-go-lucky ending.
Honestly, I think that what would happen in real life is the people that could band together the most successfully would do much better than any one crazy warlord.
You don't think the good guys are going to win?
They don't normally win.
No, I'm saying, just like in my story, shameless plug for Frequency. Inside my story, okay, people literally fight back, okay? People don't just start kicking over garbage cans because the zombies are here. People fight back, and there's group communities that learn how to fight zombies together, and then the government finds out, they say, hey, man, you can't be doing that because we're doing that. If you do it better than we do, then we're going to have to tax you for it. And all this stuff politically goes haywire and crazy. But I really do think if zombies were to come, man, I don't think that we're going to fall down like that. I think that...
Well, I also think realistically, biting people is the world's worst transmission vector. I mean, come on. Rabies is not that big a deal because it's actually really, really hard to let anything come up close enough to bite you.
Yeah.
And on top of that, if we want to get into like the science area of it,
we'll do that next year.
But the rotting issues, the dehydration issues, I feel that an actual zombie plague, if it were to occur, would be terrible for the first 6 weeks, but would literally solve itself within 6 months.
That's why mine is through frequency, because it's a frequency that's already here inside of us that can be triggered through a certain series of ohms, and it's been proven. People have weapons right now that if they blast a certain frequency at you, you're going to puke and crap all over yourself and fall
where
out.
can I get one of those? I could totally use one.
Yeah.
DARPA has some scary, scary weapons.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's written on literal things that could actually happen, but then you throw zombies into it and people roll their eyes and stuff. But come on, man. I mean, we saw somebody eating somebody else's face off in Miami.
Oh,
yeah, but that's Florida. Florida's a special place.
It's a very, very special
But
place.
it turned it into reality. It's not just something from Haiti. It turned it into reality to where we actually have to pay attention to it. And so all those things winding it around is what we talk about on the show, Zombie Life Podcast.
So how long has Zombie Life Podcast been going on?
It's been going over 2 years now.
Really?
Yeah. So we have a lot of really good people on. Jessica Cameron, who did like Camel Spiders, and we do a lot of B movies because I love them. I grew up with them.
Who doesn't love a good B movie?
I mean, dude, B movies are where it's at. That's where people aspire to be. Me, I think it would be fun to be in a B movie. So I talk to I find the movies that I like, and then I find the people who do the makeup for the movies that I like. And like tonight, I'm interviewing some people from a movie called Dead Girl. I don't know if you've seen that. Pretty morbid movie. And these kids, they go into a basement of a insane asylum and find this chick. She's wrapped up in cellophane or whatever. She turned out to be a zombie.
Oh, that's on my list of things to watch.
Yeah.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Well, I'm interviewing them tonight.
I'm so jealous.
So a lot of things. I interview people from the guy who started the Sci-Fi Channel. He came on the show.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of people come on and we
Tell what
talk
my
about.
biases are.
And then I have hot seat questions.
Okay.
And when it breaks down into, just like my book, it breaks down into the moral fabric of who you are.
All right. Do you want to throw a hot seat question at the two of us to see
sure.
what the moral fabric is between us?
Sure.
I've already survived through one of his hot seat questions, so.
Yeah. We've done. So I asked you.
Okay.
So Bigfoot. Do you believe in Bigfoot?
Nope.
Why?
I think that we've done a really good job of mapping just about everything out there. There's
Okay.
GPS satellites, there's people driving in cars. There's also been some research showing that you literally cannot go more than 10 miles away from a road anywhere in the continental U.S. Where the fuck is he hiding?
That's a good goddamn explanation.
You're welcome.
But do you believe in UFOs?
Oh, kind of.
Aliens.
It's a yes or no.
Okay.
Aliens.
The existence of aliens, yes. Have they visited us? No. I
Do you
believe
believe
there's
in-
life on other planets.
Okay,
because
parallel universe.
Ooh. Stephen Hawking says that the multiverse theory is really likely. I don't think it's something we could ever cross over into, so it's not that relevant.
Well, if there was black holes,
Stumped him.
no, what I'm saying is if there was a parallel universe, black holes, then can't there be a Bigfoot?
Those are two completely unrelated arguments.
No,
it's
but
like
there's-
saying, just because you have a beard means you should also have long flowing locks because you're a mammal and therefore can grow hair.
But in some alternate reality, I might. I might be living the same thing here. In some reality, I might have just pulled all my hair through my chin, and this is how I am.
Ew.
That's the alternate reality.
It's two completely different unrelated things though.
But that's what interests people. If they are so unrelated and so taboo, then we wouldn't even care about it. But we do for some weird reason.
But I think people care about different ones. I think the people that care about Bigfoot, for example, I'm not sure Bigfoot, Chupacabra, all of the Yetis.
You don't believe in Chupacabra?
Angels.
I'm going to bring one to your house.
Whatever. Okay, so the point is, all of the monsters that probably live in the woods somewhere,
Yes.
that taps into a really specific set of fears.
Yeah.
Whereas alien life, if you're talking about alien life as in somebody came down and decided to probe a farmer, that's the same set of fears. But if you're talking about alien life as in we've found bacteria in outer space that's close by, we're pretty sure there's something in the oceans of Europa, and I bet once we get to some other solar systems, we're gonna find life. It's kind of stupid not to
I gotta
believe
have you
that.
on the show because you've thought about this, and a lot of people haven't. So it's fun.
Sure.
So it's a good deal of fun.
Yay, somebody actually wants me to think.
Zombies. Always going to be fun. Thank you for being on the show,
Thank you.
Eddie.
Thank you.
finally, and the book is great. I'm about halfway through it because my mind keeps thinking about
Oh,
other things.
let me throw this in right now, okay?
Okay.
Matt Bradford from Zombie Cast, okay, the biggest zombie podcast in the world, basically, as far as I know. He just read chapter 1 audiobook. So if you go to SoundCloud,
Oh, nice.
Zombie Life Podcast, I'm having people audition, or if they want to read a chapter, they can. All they have to do is email me at eddierotten101@gmail.com. So email me. If you want to read a chapter, then I'll sign you up to read a chapter, and whoever likes the best reader gets to do the book.
You should totally get a sexy phone operator to read a chapter.
I could read
Or
a
sexy
chapter.
phone operator.
Yeah, you want to read a
voice.
chapter?
I'll read a chapter.
I got chapter 1 and chapter 2 taken. So just go to the SoundCloud, or you can go to the website, zombielifepodcast.com, and you can find all the links there.
Now, if you would like to win the very copy that I'm holding right here, which he will autograph, we have a contest coming up for it, don't we?
Yeah, you can find out all the information for the contest in the comments below.
Or if you're just watching and you're too lazy to read, I say that the contest should be, give us your argument for why you believe zombies could actually happen in the reality we live in. Not an alternate reality, but within 2 years, why there could actually be zombies.
She always takes the fun out
There
of
could
it.
be
Alternate
zombies right now.
Come on, they'd have all like.
You have to
goatees and stuff,
explain
so
it. You
know
have
they'd
to
be
explain
mean.
it convincingly to me.
All
In
right,
which
so
case, you get the book.
thanks for tuning in to Fan Service. Thank you again, Eddie, for being on. We're gonna have
Thank
some
you.
more fun in the future. You can hear his podcast all over the place, and we'll see you guys next week with our 3rd annual horror showdown.
Oh, I can't wait.
It's gonna be epic.